I mean, was in the years 68, was Phoenix, Arizona, California, New York. Then after I spent 2 years in London, and of course I have I'm reading a lot of English books.
But your first books were in French or in English? Your first books on astrology?
No, my books are in French, of course. I have I read some book. I haven't written.
No, but you started with French astrology.
Yes, I
Can
started
you?
with French
Yes.
astrology, but I went when I was in California. I attended many workshops with Marilyn March and Wickenburg and people like that, and I was very, very happy about it. But then after I have done my own astrology, but because I have been always I traveled a lot. I went to New York. I went to England. I encounter many other people, and today with Skype I have a lot of readings in English by people living in California or in Australia.
You give interpretation in English also?
Yes, I give interpretation in English too, through Skype, of course, or I'm also doing some MP3, I don't know how you say it.
MP3, I don't know.
And and then I send it to the person, she's listening to it, and then we take an appointment of 1 hour through Skype, because I think Skype is wonderful because you can see each other.
Yes. But for tarot, you cannot ask the person to draw the cards.
No, with tarot, I cannot. I do 2 things with Skype. Or the person has her or his own tarot, and so I gave the person some instructions. She said, you put the card and choose 3 cards, and I take on my desk the 3 cards, and so we show it. If the person doesn't have any tarot, I think the energy, if I talk to the person and I feel her or his question, then I take my own tarot, I put it on my desk, and I open 3 or 4 of the...
Do you think that American or English astrologers are practicing tarot also, like in France, or is it special to France or to French-speaking areas?
I don't know. I try to, because first of all, I went through psychology, then astrology, and then tarot. I think to me, I'm mixing all of them, the 3. My reading is first astrology with all the spiritual and psychological perception. So I give my reading like that, and at the end, the tarot is giving some pictures, some images, and I think it's always so wonderful because the person, if she takes the papes, or if she takes the hermit or the tower, she says, oh yes, now I can remember what Béatrice said about my feelings of femininity, or my need to break the walls and go to where I should go. I think that it gives a plus, it gives something on top, and I really think that the work with the tarot is really a wonderful work too.
Is there any difference, according to you, between the way astrology is practiced in America and the way it is accepted in France or in Belgium? Or?
I think that maybe 30 years ago there was a very big difference, and true. I preferred always the opening that the American astrologer had, because it was more more practical, more with a vocabulary that everybody could understand, and in France it was more intellectual. In the years of 80, 90, I think today the French astrologer or Belgian astrologer, another opening is coming, and the vocabulary is also different. So I think that nowadays it's
the same.
The same. I think the same. Of course, if you have a European background, maybe you will use a certain way of talking. If you have an American background, it's like that. But American background use psychology, use all the mythology. It's depending also which kind of astrologer you go and see.
So you don't think that French astrology has anything to teach or to bring to the American astrologers?
I think everybody can bring to another person, and as I told you that we are in the beginning, the dawn of this Aquarius age. So today we must all together be mankind. We have to be all together, and we don't have to say she is better or he is better. What can I offer to the other person that it can be different? So I think it's also very interesting if a person goes and to different astrologer, because everybody will have his own meaning and feeling of it.
Yeah. So, for instance, do you think it's important to understand the history of astrology, of the origins of astrology?
Yes, it's important to know, and I have written many articles about it because this beginning of astrology, the history of astrology, and also the evolution of all those ages from 13,000 years ago up to today, and see and feel the myth, the religion, the artifact that all those people have made 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, how at the age of Aquarius or we are now, and the beginning, and how people were living at the age of Taurus, and what the link. To me, it's important always to make the link between the past, today, to prepare the future.
But for instance, that someone like Gauquelin is very famous in the world. So what do you think he has given to Barbot and Gauquelin are people who have been very constructive for astrology, and they are honored and appreciated abroad. They are recognized
because they made because they were people very structured, very scientific. They have been all very hard worker. To me, they have brought notoriety. They have
a certain prestige.
A certain prestige to astrology, and many thanks to those people, because now if we refer to astrology and we refer to those people, it's something that they have made inquiries, they have made the link with the past, they have made diagrams, they have made many things, and I'm very happy that they have made all those work that I could have not made.
Yes, there is a French genius, a French spirit of research, of clarity,
research,
reformulation, reforming astrology. But for instance, what about someone like Robert Hand? What did he bring to astrology, according to you?
He has been a very hard worker. I do not know everything about Robert Hand. I took at the time the fixed stars with him, but he has brought, I think, a lot also for everything with the computer. Everything has been. I have some books of him about aspects, about the planet.
Transits.
Very structured. To me, it's like an encyclopedia.
Yes. Anyway, the point is that even in America, astrology is not really accepted in universities. I mean, it is always a problem with recognition, the acceptation of astrology. You think it will change? You think the Aquarius age or something else will finally bring astrology to,
I hope,
a certain role.
Because it has been, when I started astrology, not a lot of people were in the feeling of astrology. And even among my friends or the people who were not astrology, ooh la la, what is that? Today astrology is more democratized, and a lot of people have been in contact with astrology, have internet, has looked what is astrology, what happened, and have seen that a lot of serious people are doing astrology, and that astrology can help in my disease or in my couple or in my with that problem. And because it can help me, then people say, okay, it's good, I can go and see an astrologer, it can help me. But not a lot of, all the people are doing the same astrology, of course.
Yeah, yes, it's a difference between what the general public thinks about astrology, and what the university and the elite thinks. It's not exactly the same. Like in India also, it has remained very popular in certain groups of people, but at a certain level, it is not anymore popular.
Exactly, because the ego, for me, of a lot of scientific don't accept something invisible, something that they cannot always control. And if somebody doesn't like astrology, it is this, most of those people have a problem with control, because something you cannot control. I'm not saying that what an astrologer say it is always true, because I can make a mistake. I'm a human being, but the cycle of the planets, the night and the days, the season, and all this geometry planetaire, it's a fact. And this fact was in a relation with alchemy, it's in relation with chemistry, it's with astronomy. And if you see the road of the alchemists, they were doing all their work in relationship with the planets, with the cycle. Yes. For me, astrology, if somebody say it's bullshit, excuse me, but then the solar system is bullshit too. I mean, it's only we are like an astrologer. We are only looking and make an interpretation of what is above us. And Hermes has said, what is above is below, and below is below. So it's the link. And in 35 years, I have always seen that astrology could help and has been helping people. Now you can refuse it, and it's okay. But all the people that have accepted it has always been a gift. For me, astrology is a gift, a gift from the universe. And as I say, we all come from a family, and we have an inheritance by a family, but we have also a family stellar. Our family is also coming from the stars.
Precisely, what about Uranus, Neptune, Pluto? You think there are messages from the universe? They appear at a certain moment. Yes. They are given to us. It's a gift to us.
It's an energy. It's an energy. So it's not because Saturn is on my planet, it's the fault of Saturn. No, all the planets are gods. And when a planet comes in my chart, if Uranus is on my moon, or if Pluto is on my sun or my Mercury, the god Pluto, the god Uranus is asking me something, is telling me, is giving me a word. So all those gods are knocking at my door, and they say, Béatrice, are you today okay with structure? Are you okay with your responsibility and your duty? Yes, Lord Saturn, I will do it. But if I refuse, then Saturn will not be. I will it's not that Saturn will not be okay with me, but I will reject, and everything that I reject will come back another day.
So you think that during centuries astrology has forgotten Neptune or Pluto? They are only arrive in astrology very late.
Because I think that the evolution of the humanity is like a spiral. For me, chart is the spiral of life. And this spiral is...
A spin.
Spin?
I think spin.
Yes. Spin, okay. And it's starting at our birth. But we are, in the universe, we are 7 million people in this evolution. So I think that 2,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago, people had a certain level of consciousness. And today, with the speed of evolution of the universe, there's another intensity of energy. And I think that the wave of energy for those last 50 years, those last 10 years, is much stronger. So we have more the capacity of have the perception of Uranus, Neptune or Pluto today than 300 years, 400 years, because our conscious are more in... Look at little children. Sometimes the children they are with the computer. We had 2 or 3 years to know computer and everything like that, but they are. So I think that we are ready with the age of Aquarius to open ourselves of something different. And I think that today I have very often the image of we are on waiting for the train, le quai de la gare, or you call
platform.
it, on the platform waiting for